Hey y'all, what's going on? Hey Erin, hey baby, how you doing today? Everybody tap the screen, share the live, tap the screen, share the live, all that good stuff. I'm not gonna be before you too long either because we got a private training today. Oh, geez, what am I looking for? Hey Glam Artist 39, how you doing today, honey bunches of oats? Y'all give me housekeeping, housekeeping, housekeeping so I can test my delay. Normally, I like to get to 10,000 um, 10,000 likes. Hey, Precious, thank you. But I want to just go ahead and get to it today. One, because we have a private training at 2 p.m. Hey, Kelly, what's going on, KD? Thank you so much. I love you back. You said good. You're doing good. It's cold. Right on. Thank you, Add to Cart Beauty. I appreciate this so much. Hey, Notes and Music. Thank you so much. Um, but I need to rest my vocals because something has been trying to get me. Actually, my voice, if I'm being honest, y'all, I think it's my nervous system. If I'm just keeping it a buck, like the day after my mama passed away, my voice started trying to go out, and then it's been like cold and rainy. The funeral, like it rained all day, so like the burial, it was cold, it was rainy outside. I also was like breaking down stuff. Hey, Long Queen, what's going on, girl? I was breaking down stuff, and so like we were in and out because y'all know we set up her florals and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and the doctor was like, it didn't really sound like I was getting better. So he gave me a bunch of stuff. So I got all kinds of antibiotics and steroids, and um, they like refilled my albuterol and all that good stuff. So anyway, I want to make sure that my voice is strong enough to get us through training at 2 p.m. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. But what I need y'all to do is give comments, and what I need y'all to do is share. Those are the two things that I need. Okay. You said you remind my strength to keep going, girl. I got to. We got to. I'm still in the land of the living on this plane anyway. And if you think about all of the sacrifices that, well, let me be clear. If you have good parents, if you think about all of the sacrifices that your parents make for you to like be who you are, to have the opportunities that you have, to have a better quality of life than what they had, well, then you got to keep going. And my mama looked, before my mama passed away, she told me, we had this conversation, and she was like, she would feel like a failure as a parent if, my sister and I were not able to continue moving on and living and having a good life. Long Queen, thank you for those like 10,000 shares. I appreciate that so much, my love. If y'all don't want to share, then you need to drop the comments. And you also can just copy the link because TikTok thinks you're sharing as well when you do that. So, also, for those of you that don't know, my mama was very instrumental in me building my businesses. Excuse me, she's my mom was like my number one cheerleader. She's my number one hype person. So even online, you know what I'm saying, my mama literally made social media accounts just so she could get on and support like me and her nieces and her nephews. So she would come and she would come and she would comment. She would make sure she watched all the videos to the end. I remember when she got a YouTube, she was like, oh, you showed up in my timeline, or she'd be so excited. She'd be like, I saw your ad. So for me, I do not have a choice. You know what I'm saying? Hazen Barbie, when I would be tired, from events and flowers and stuff like that, I would be too tired to drive. My mama would get in the car. She would drive me around from site to site to vendor to vendor. My mama would come with me and we would be in the room together, and she'd be able to collect information and intel so we could put together proper strategies. She helped me with my SOPs. My mama would literally come and get in the field like at the event day and help build flowers and set up. Y'all have seen her at our in-person events, like always working my booths and all that kind of stuff. Like she would work on the back end on the production. And if I was too busy, she would get my guests and she would host them. She would entertain them. Like all, you know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff. So I appreciate when you guys are like, oh, you know, it like you're setting an example, or it's amazing, or I admire the way you're moving forward. Me sitting at home crying and blowing snot bubbles is not going to bring my mama back. And that's not what she wants for me. And I don't think that that's what any parent wants for their child, any sane parent. I don't know any parents that want their children to be sad. I don't know any parents that want their children to be depressed. I don't know any parents, right, that want their children to be downtrodden. I don't know any parents that don't want their children to have the proper skills to be able to move forward. So, you know, I knew that this was going to happen eventually. I wasn't expecting it right now, right? But I knew it was going to happen. I thought I'd be having this time 10 or 15 years from now. Y'all understand? Just not now, but it's happened now. And it is what it is. And so one of the best things I can do to honor my mother is to keep on going, right? So now y'all know I love Christmas, and I normally go like balls to the walls. We had started decorating before, like literally she went to the ER. We were decorating, and then the next day I was like, we got to go to the ER, because she had just like overnight just went like for boom to bam or whatever. So some of the things we talked about setting up, I'm going to do that because that's what she will want. Our family is still going to have Christmas dinner because that's what she will want. You know what I'm saying? I always host Christmas, and so everybody always comes to my house. It's a new design. I had sketched it out. Like I'm going to have like the big bow and the 12-foot tree in the formal living room. And everything is going to kind of like wrap around and cascade into the bottom. I'm still going to do that because that's something that she and I did together and enjoyed together. And also, if I'm being honest, it's going to be too much for me that's too much change for me to not see holiday stuff and not have my mama here. So it is what it is. But let's talk about getting to this money, y'all, because I'm going to try and pop off of here in about half an hour. Because like I said, I want to try and rest my vocal cords before class. And so I know this is a trick. If you guys don't know this, if you are ever losing your voice, you can eat a Granny Smith green apple, and then you just got to shut up. You eat the apple and you shut up. Don't talk for like an hour or 2 hours, and your voice will come back. Also, you can chew an aspirin. No water. You just got to chew it and you got to swallow it. No water after. Shut up for an hour, and when you start talking, your voice will be back, okay? So I'm going to have some tea, and I'm going to shut my face so we can still have class on Tuesday. So we still have class at 2 p.m. today, okay? Now, I will tell you guys this too. Oh, shoot. If you're trying to register for the 2 p.m. webinar, you have like 3 minutes. You need to go click the link in my bio right now. Tap the button that says Affordable Workshop if you're trying to come to the 2 p.m. class. If you're trying to be a VIP, you got like 3 minutes to be a VIP because the timer expires at 11:59. It's 11:56 right now, okay? So if you're trying to do that, go do that right now. And y'all do not forget, we also have a workshop tomorrow at 4 p.m. The workshop is a long day. Plan on giving me 3 to 5 hours. Just put 5 hours in your calendar for tomorrow for the workshop, because it's a full 7-day strategy, and there's no way I can teach you a real strategy in under 60 minutes. That's not going to happen, okay? So let's get to some general rules to help you guys attract followers. They're going to buy from you, okay? Let's do that. Let's do that. Hey, Denny. Hey, Fiona. What's going on? Everybody in Instagram, I'm not ignoring y'all. Just whenever I use StreamYard, I can't see your comments. So I know y'all was like, you don't fool with us no more on Instagram. No, it's not that I don't fool with y'all. Like, just when I use StreamYard, I don't see your comments. I see the comments from Facebook. I see the comments from YouTube. I see the comments on TikTok. For whatever reason, I can't see them on the gram. Okay, so if you got questions, come to YouTube. YouTube pays me the most. Go to the tube. They pay me the most. Okay, and give me a thumbs up and all that good stuff. You love me. I love you back. I love you back, Parish Media. Okay, so everybody give me the ready. Let me see it roll through those comments. Also, give me the hey, God, hey, because that's who gave me the gifts of business, beautification, and hospitality. I've been able to use them to make a crap load of money for myself. More importantly, I've been able to use them to help over 900 people create six-figure incomes. 190, 191, 191 of my clients, y'all, have hit six figures. I'm sorry, 191 have hit seven figures. That's crazy. I have 191 people that I've helped hit seven figures. That's wild. And what's wilder is that they've done it in less than 12 months. Okay. You say you're going to be 192. I believe it. I believe it. So I love helping people make money. And I love helping people make money doing things they like to do or that they want to do or things that they feel like they're called to do. Hey, Content Hub. Now, if you like to make money, put a $sign or you can say yeah in the chat if you like to make money. Because the first thing, if we're making money on social media, is we have to attract the right audience. And so I wanted to give you guys some rules today to help you attract the right audience, because a lot of small business owners struggle with this. And pretty much every time I talk to people, they're telling me that they're struggling with this, right? People will tell me that they have people that like their stuff. Some of y'all are saying you're putting up content and no one is liking it or engaging with your content. Also, people will tell me that like people will get your lead magnet or they'll like slide in your DMs, but they're not actually purchasing, right? People are telling me that as well too. So we got to make sure that we're getting you to the right people. So I felt like it was appropriate because we're kind of like in the end of, well, not kind of, we're in the end of 2025. We're leading to 2026. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and start talking about some general rules that are going to help you attract more followers, and more specifically, followers that are going to be buyers. Okay. So number one, you have to speak to the problem that they know they have. Most of y'all want to talk about what you think is helpful. And I'm not saying that what you think is helpful is not helpful. I'm not saying that what you think is helpful is not necessary. It is. But if your ideal audience does not understand that it's a problem, if they don't see it as a desire or a goal, if they don't see it as something that's like causing them stress, if that's not the language or the words that they're using, you're not going to make money. And a lot of times I will see a lot of small business owners that are, you're speaking like over your clients, you're speaking over your ideal audience. And what I mean by that is you may be like using your industry vocabulary, you may be using a lot of technical or scientific terms. You may have understood what the root of the problem is, but they don't know what it is. So let's say that there's a certain trace mineral that they're deficient in. And you notice that people that are deficient in this particular trace mineral have eczema. Okay. So you start making all this content about this specific trace mineral, but you don't mention the eczema part in it. Like, hey, this is what's actually causing your eczema. And if you use my lotion, it puts this trace mineral back in your skin, and this is why your eczema flare-ups will go away. Okay, I'm just using this as an example. All right. But y'all want to keep talking about the trace mineral and people being nutrient deficient and what's happening on a cellular level. And the people that you need to help, they see your content, but they swipe past it because they can't identify with it. They can't identify with that problem. Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So you're going to pay attention to what problem does your audience know they have? What words are they using? When they're looking for information, when they have questions, when they're complaining, when you see them in threads and they're chit-chatting and they're talking, what are they saying? There's a whole lot more content I could focus on over getting followers, and more specifically, getting a follower that will buy from you. However, when I talk to most of y'all and when I listen to what y'all are saying, you guys think that your issue is followers. So I do a lot of content around getting followers and the right followers. I know on a professional side, you have technical issues, you have SOP issues, you have issues with your infrastructure or lack of infrastructure. I know that a lot of y'all also need sales training, okay? And y'all are struggling with like identification, right? I know this, but you don't know that. So when people talk to me, they talk to me when I hear my customers complain, y'all complain about sales, y'all complain about followers, y'all complain about content, either not knowing what to post or you're posting and it's flopping. Excuse me, right? Y'all also complain about, basically you're not getting the conversions. So even though I know that you have all of these other issues on the backside with your business and with your page and why it's not being properly monetized, you don't know it. And so I can't talk to you. Excuse me. I can't talk to you about that other stuff until I'm able to catch your attention based on the issues that you've already defined, the problem that you know that you have. And then I can say, well, you have that problem because you don't have this thing. Excuse me. Or I can say, you have this problem because these things aren't in order or you don't have this particular system. So then once you are aware that you have that problem, well, now I can do other content around it. Hey, Charlotte, thank you. So literally, one of the easiest things you can do, one of the best things that you can do is actually start making a list and talking about the problems that your audience know they have. Does this make sense? Thank you so much, Trauma Unit. Thank you for my rose, baby dollar, for my heart me. Everybody give me number two. Number two. Y'all hold on. I got to blow my nose. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Thank you. All right. Thank you for the number twos, by the way. Okay. Second rule is you want to show people how you think and not what you sell. And this one is a challenge for a lot of content creators and small business owners to grasp. And it's because when you're looking at the front end and you're thinking about these are the goals, these are the sales that I need to make, your brain is sell, 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 sell. But I've told y'all this before. You sell by listening. You sell by listening. You sell by listening. You sell by listening. Thank you for the Heartbeat Custom Cakes Atlanta. And the reason you sell by listening is because if you're listening, now you're going to be able to really start getting to like the root it is of what an ideal customer or client wants from you. Okay. So your content should actually be helping people understand your logic. It should help people understand solutions. It should help people understand approach. It should help people understand personality, and it should help people understand credibility. Those are the things that establish you as a resource and put you in a position where you don't have to go out begging for sales, but instead people will come to you asking, how can they work with you? How can they support you? How can they purchase, right? What do you have to offer? And that's really the ideal position that we all want to be in, right? The ideal position that we want to be in is not where we're chasing a customer, but we want clients to come to us and make our life easier. Okay. We don't want to be out here always trying to hard sell. That's not the move to make. So when we think about your content explaining, right, we think about content and we're trying to get people to understand logic, solutions, our approach, the personality, and the credibility. What does this look like? Okay. So first of all, when it gets to logic, we're going to start explaining to people why things work the way they work or why they are the way that they are. So this is where I talk to you guys about informing and educating your clients. Thank you for the heart me flexes, custom cakes in Atlanta. Do y'all understand what I'm saying when I say what I'm saying? When I say what I'm saying, do y'all understand this? So for example, if I get on here, well, shoot, I can use this right now as an example. Me getting on here and breaking this down and understanding, like helping you guys understand the process of like where there's a disconnect from where you're creating the content to where a client sees it. I'm giving you guys information that is more than surface. A lot of times people get on and they just kind of quote the same few talking points, right? They say, oh, you need to be authentic. Oh, you need to find a solution. Oh, right. It's kind of like the same broken record. Well, now if I'm sitting here saying, well, this is how you create this content that is informational or educational, and you're giving people something that's deep, okay? Something that is beyond the surface information. You're giving people tutorials, you're giving people terms, you're telling people when they can expect to be in that situation or when they would use that. You're telling them the right one or the multiple ones they need to use. You're giving them the vendor list. You're right. You're talking to them about the process and what to expect. And if you messed up, this is how you fix it. This is how you get out of the hole. You're informing. And when you inform and when you educate, it makes it really easy to make sales because now you're establishing yourself as a resource. And because you've established yourself as a resource, people trust you and they feel comfortable around you. And so when it's time to purchase a particular thing, they have no problem asking you. They have no problem coming to see if you're the person that has it. Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down right now? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? Are we picking up what I'm putting down? Because this is a super important part of like how we actually attract a follower that will buy something from us. And a lot of y'all are missing this. Okay? When we get into solutions, this is tutorials, this is step-by-step processes. If you want to like actually turn the camera around and show somebody how to do it, what to click, what to sketch, what to push, okay? How to apply it, how to put it on, that works, right? That's a specific solution, okay? And then we think about your approach. This is your system. This is your process. This is what you're doing based on your experience and what you've learned. Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? And then I think personality is self-explanatory. The only thing with personality, I do encourage everybody to be authentic, but you need to, for yourself, know what you want to share. How are you going to be able to show up consistently on social, right? Because a lot of y'all always say, oh, Ashley, you're so consistent. You're so consistent. The reason I'm so consistent is because I made the decision a long time ago that when it comes to my social media, even though I'm assisting people in business, even though I'm helping you guys make money, even though I'm helping you guys with, your branding, your sales and stuff like that, y'all notice we're very relaxed over here, right? It's very, I'm sorry, y'all thought I had to sneeze again. It's very conversational. This is very much the way you would talk to like your cousin or your sister at the kitchen table, right? We're talking about business, we're talking about how to get to the money, but it's not very formal, it's not very corporate. Why did I do it this way? Because I knew I would be able to show up every day in this format. I knew it would not feel like work to me. And when you see a lot of content creators that are like, oh, I'm having to take a break for my mental health, or oh, I need to take a break for XYZ elemental P, that's because a lot of times they have put on a personality that requires them to turn it on. Y'all know I have my good days, I have my bad days. Sometimes I'm real, and sometimes I'll be like, we chilling today, okay? But I show up in a way that I know I can be consistent. And so that's the one piece of advice I would give you guys when it comes to your personality, because all human beings are multifaceted. All human beings have, have different sides of them. All of us have different personas, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to act the same at a dirty 30 or dirty December celebration that the same voice and tone I'm giving inside of a boardroom when I'm doing a presentation and trying to close a contract. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? It doesn't mean you're fake. It's just like this is what's appropriate in this particular space. And so I would encourage you to figure out what's authentic to you and how can you show up every day. If you know that you're not like super hype every day, then don't get on here trying to be super hype, because now it's going to turn into a job for you. And there are going to be a lot of days that you miss that you don't show up on because it's too much work for you. You understand what I'm saying? Is there money to be made on social media? Yes. Do we approach it and treat it like it's a job because it's a real income stream? Yes. But do we want it to be something that we have fun and we enjoy doing? Yes. Okay. And it needs to be easy for you on the persona side to be able to show up. Okay. Then your credibility is normally going to come, like, it doesn't really matter. Excuse me. It doesn't really matter how many degrees you have when it comes to credibility online. Your receipts, your testimonials, and your back office are your personal results. If you don't have a bunch of testimonials and stuff yet, that's what's gonna that's what's gonna get you the most. Okay, that's what's gonna be the best. Does that make sense to y'all? So like it doesn't matter if you're like, oh, I have a bachelor's, an associate, a master's, and a doctoral, in family behavior science or something. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Or should I use my own industry in business? Okay, I have it in business and in finance. But if I had not helped other clients make money, if you're in here right now and I've helped you make money, drop the money bags, the dollar signs, or the credit card emojis. If I did not have clients that I can say I've helped these clients make X amount of dollars, if I didn't have back office to be able to show, like, y'all can see my accounts, y'all can see my pages, you can see my sales. If I wasn't giving you guys little strategies to try here and there throughout the week and you weren't getting results from them, then I really wouldn't have a lot of credibility. And it doesn't matter how many degrees I have. Does that make sense? And don't get me wrong, I'm not poo-pooing on education. I'm not saying don't have your education. Clearly, I'm a very educated woman. But what I am saying is that when it comes to online, as far as credibility, seeing is believing. So your receipts, your testimonials, your back office, what it looks like in front of the camera for people when you're sharing the information is how you're going to create the credibility component. And that's what's going to help you book more clients. And that's what's going to help you attract followers that will buy from you. Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? And then let's go over rule number 3, because I feel my voice getting tired. So let's go over number 3. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Rule number 3, you got to be consistent enough to be remembered. And everybody says, be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. But nobody ever really tells you like how to be consistent and what areas to be consistent in. Okay. So remember how I just talked about credibility and I talked about trust? Visibility helps build trust. It helps build desire. It helps build credibility. Okay. It actually is going to drive the decision making mechanism and people to slide over to your favor. Okay. So when we talk about being consistent, it doesn't necessarily mean every day, but it does mean often enough to be remembered so that when someone is ready to spend money on your particular offer, they think of you, right? So if some of y'all, that may mean that you can stream, some of that may mean that y'all can have a weekly live stream that comes on every night, like every Monday at 7 o'clock. People know where they can find you. Okay. And then as long as y'all are putting that content on your timeline every day and posting something in the stories, you're good to go. Some of y'all that may mean 3 times a week. Some of y'all that may mean every day. Right? You have to figure out what it is. And then you also want to be consistent in your voice. You want to be consistent in your, you want to be consistent with your tone. You want to be consistent with your imagery. You want to be consistent like with your colors. And when I'm talking about colors, I don't mean like you have to use your brand colors everywhere. I'm talking about like the saturation of colors. Like, so if you're a person that uses earth tones and neutrals, well, you can use a whole array of earth tones and neutrals. If you do jewel tones, if you do bold colors, if you do colors that are considered more masculine, right? If we're going to have different levels of intensity, you want to be consistent in those areas. So posting on the timeline, yeah, you need to be consistent like every day in that. But live streaming, seriously, some of you guys can get away with live streaming once a week. And if people know where they can find you once a week and what time and on what platform, and you're showing up and you're giving people a good show, people are going to look forward to that. Okay. Some of you guys, you need to be emailing once a week, right? Because you email it once a quarter or once a year. People don't remember you. They don't even remember how they got on your list. They don't even remember what they got from you. Okay. So when we talk about being consistent, it's being, you have to be consistent enough to be remembered. Also, you need to be consistent in your niche or in your topic. And I tell people this all the time, and they're like, oh, I am the niche, so I can just post about everything. You're not. Don't nobody know you yet. And because the algorithm cannot figure out, what to do with you, it doesn't push you to the right people. So if you're going to be like, let's say, for example, you want to be a lifestyle content creator or something, I normally tell people to pick 3 things that they care a lot about and that they do on a consistent basis. Like I'm talking about at least 2 or 3 times a week, so they can always have content around that. You see y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all understand? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Like you have to be consistent in something. Even some of your favorite content creators, if you really start paying attention, you'll be like, well, dang, they only have like these 3 or 4 things that they post about. They really only have these 3 or 4. And if they try and post about something outside of that 3 or 4, they will do a cross promo where it's like they do the thing that you know them for, and then they will start adding in. So like, let's say I give you guys an example. Y'all know I talk about news, right? News and more specific politics, news and politics. Y'all know that I also talk about business and money, right? Let's say, and y'all know I do skincare, but let's say I wanted to turn into a beauty girl. Like I wanted to rebrand and I wanted to morph my page into like a makeup beauty girl. Now, one of the reasons, even though when I go to events, people assume that I'm a beauty content creator, which I think is very kind. And I'll take it as a compliment that people assume that I'm in the beauty game. I'm not. Why? Because I don't wear makeup every day. 90% of the time when y'all see me, I have a bare face. Every blue moon, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna put my makeup on today. But most time when y'all see me, how y'all see me like this, okay? I may have on some lip gloss, but I'm gonna do my lashes. I'm gonna keep my brows done. I believe in great skincare. But let's say I wanted to get into the beauty game, okay? Well, then it would make sense for me to do my news update while I'm doing my makeup. That's a crossover. You see what I'm saying? Y'all know me for the news and politics. So if I'm doing the news and politics update and I'm giving you the face. I'm giving you the look, okay? While I'm doing the news, well, now that's a crossover, and I could do that multiple times, and eventually I could get to just doing the beauty part without having to get the news, because now people have gotten conditioned to seeing me do makeup and makeup looks. Does that make sense? Is everybody picking up what I'm putting down? So a lot of times y'all want to do multiple things, and I'm not saying that you can't do the multiple things. I'm just saying we have to be strategic in the way that we do them. And for most people, there's going to be three dominant things that people are used to seeing on their page, and they enjoy that type of content from the creator. And also the algorithm will know how to categorize you so they can push you out to the right people. Okay, so be consistent enough to be remembered. You want to be consistent, right, with the types of posts, the colors, the imagery, the font, the voice, the tone. Okay, we want to be consistent in those areas. So when people talk about being consistent, that's what they mean. You want to send out an email once a week. If you have a text list, you need to text people at least once a week. And it doesn't always have to be about buy my stuff when you're emailing or texting them. I do believe that every day you should be posting on your social media account. Live streaming, though, for a lot of people, you can do 1 or 2 a week and you're gonna be good to go. I'm just being honest, and this is coming from somebody that at one point in time I live streamed every day for like 3 years. Time I literally did not miss a day. Excuse me. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna stop right there for today. Anybody got any questions? I'll do Q&A for 6 minutes, and then I'm going to get off of here. Like I said, I'm going to rest my vocal cords because we got a private training at 2 p.m. Shout out to everybody that's coming to the Blueprint to Social Media Sales. Thank you guys very much. We're going to have a good time, and I'm not going to cancel on you guys, okay? Now, I may sound a little scratchy, okay? You may hear it be a little hoarse, but we're going to get through today's training, and we're going to get through tomorrow's training as well. Yes, we are. Any questions? Is it too late to come to the webinar? Can you email my customer support and they can get you a link, because they need to send you a backlink because the timer closed at 11:59. And I have a workshop at 4 p.m. tomorrow as well. And then if you want to be VIP, it will get you a pass for today, a pass for tomorrow, and it will get you replays of today and tomorrow. It'll get you a workbook for tomorrow, and you'll get digital branding 101. Unrelated question, do you have a P.O. box to accept gifts? I do. If you email customer support, they'll give you the P.O. box. They will. They will. They will. They will give it to you. Any other questions? Any other questions? Going once, going twice, 3 times. Well, y'all know I'm on the struggle vocal, so I ain't gonna stay on long today. Everybody's coming to the workshop, to Blueprint, the social media sales webinar. I'll see y'all at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, so it's about an hour and a half. We'll be meeting in StreamYard. Check your email. That's where you'll see the link to be able to get into class today. And then everybody that's coming to the workshop tomorrow, which is the 7-day strategy, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all remember, tomorrow, today is a short day. Today it'll take us like 2.5 hours. It depends on how many questions y'all have during Q&A. Okay. Tomorrow is the long day. Tomorrow you need to plan on being with me until like 8:30 p.m. tomorrow, even though we're starting at 4, because we're doing a full strategy. Okay. All right, y'all. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on the planet Earth. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. If it's morning time or daytime where you are, have a productive and a prosperous day. If it's evening time, get yourself a good night's rest. And everybody's coming to